your career into the C-suite. I am Dr. Karen Hills Pruden, and we're going to talk about how to pimp your way up the ladder in leadership. PIMP is actually an acronym. It stands for plan and prepare, implement, monitor, and post debrief. Now, most times when speakers talk about something that came from a pain point, they have a passion. I have a passion about female leadership. I have a passion about making sure that female leaders have the tools that they need to acquire leadership positions as well as retain leadership positions. And so my pain point that generated my love to be a female leadership coach is that when I was a middle manager, after I had worked my way up to middle management and I had kind of marinated there for several years, over a decade actually in middle management, I decided that I wanted to be in senior leadership. And at that time in my life, I did not know any, when I say any, no female leaders who were in the C-suite. And I was working in corporate America. None, zero. I knew no female leaders in the C-suite. So during that time in my career, LinkedIn was very, very, very new. And so I did what was the equivalent of a cold call to a vice president, a female vice president, who I just merely looked up on LinkedIn. And I did it like this. I sent a direct message. I sent a copy of my resume. And I said, hi, my name is Karen. I have been in middle management for X number of years. I see you have been in senior leadership for over a decade. I was wondering if you could mentor me. And guess what? She said yes. Yay! Absolutely yay. However, it was to the tune of $350 an hour. And you know what? At that point in my career, I knew not how to get to the C-suite. I knew no one in leadership. I didn't know which direction to go. So guess what I did? I took her up on her offer. And so for 1 month, because that's all I could afford, for 1 month, for a whole year, she mentored me, she coached me. And guess what? After that relationship, I was able to get into senior leadership, and I have been in senior leadership since then. I'm actually a C-suite executive now. However, my passion developed because I truly do believe that not all relationships have to result in transactional, in a transactional way. There should not always be an exchange. I think that people who truly believe in women need more seats at the table, that it should definitely be sometimes without a transaction, particularly a monetary transaction. So that is where my passion for female leadership came in. PIMP is that I realized that you have to be strategic and intentional when it comes to your career, ladies. Strategic and intentional. Stop waiting for your organization to recognize how wonderful you are and think that they're going to offer you a director position or a VP position. It simply does not it doesn't happen like that. It just doesn't. So you have to be strategic and intentional. You have to be the pilot in your own career. I'm going to say that again. You have to be the pilot in your own career. And so PIMP is P.I.M.P, stands for plan and prepare. Then you implement. Then you monitor to see how things are going. And then you do a post debrief. And so I'm going to give you an example of this in motion. So you decide that you want to be in senior leadership. Maybe you're a middle manager and you decide, I want to be a director or I want to be a vice president. C-suite positions are the highest level in the company. And so you decide you want to be a director. Well, the first thing you do is you decide where you want to be a director at. Are director opportunities with your current employer? Or do you need to seek employment externally? And if you need to seek employment externally, you need to know the qualifications of the director position. What type of education do you need? What type of experience? How many years of experience do you need? Do you need experience dealing with six-figure budgets? Do you need experience dealing with multi-level managing? Do you need experience dealing with multi-site managing? Do you need experience dealing with data analytics? Need to forecast and predict. What type of experience do you need? Because with each employer, that is different. You may have a director across town who is requiring one thing, and then you may have a director somewhere else who is requiring something else. And so qualifications for the position that you want, you need to know what are the qualifications for that position with that company. And then you want to match it up with what your qualifications are so far. So as a C-suite executive, you not only have to have a resume, you have to have what is called a work profile. And a work profile is how many projects have you worked on? How have you helped the organization make money, save money, achieve organizational goals? How much money have you helped an organization make? And so all of that will go on your work profile. Who were you on these project teams with? Do you already work with vice presidents? Do you already work with directors? So you need to list those out on your work profile in addition to your resume, because you got to have receipts to get in senior leadership. It's not the last man standing like it is sometimes in management. In leadership, you really need to be able to articulate how you're going to make money, save money, help the organization achieve organizational goals. And so plan and prepare. After you've done all that planning and preparing and that research, then I need you to apply for a job. Yes, absolutely, apply. If you see a job out there that you meet 90% of the qualifications, then apply for it. Did you hear me? 90%. Not 100, 90%. You do not need to meet all of the qualifications for any position. And peep this, most high-level jobs, you do not go on a website and apply for. Usually what'll happen is someone will end up in your inbox in LinkedIn and say, hey, do you know anybody who's interested in this position? And I guarantee you, that position is in your industry. It was probably a position that you would be interested in, because they're trying to be smooth with it. They don't want to poach you from your current employer. So they don't want to say, are you interested in this position? They ask you, do you know anybody who's interested in the position? Therefore, if you are interested in the position, guess what? You would apply. So high-level jobs, usually you'll have a recruiter that'll touch base with you via email or via phone to ask you if you know someone who is interested in a position or if you are interested in a position. So you want to apply. If you look at the posting, you look at what they give you, the job profile, and you meet 80 to 90% of the job profile, and I need you to go ahead and apply. Because if they're asking you if you're interested in it, they have already peeped your profile. Next is M, P.I.M, monitor. You need to monitor when you do apply for these jobs, how long it's taking, which jobs are you getting called back for, which jobs are you actually getting interviews for? Because if you're getting interviews, you've passed the paper review. And so you want to see if you can get any feedback as to why you were not the successful candidate. Maybe you were one of two. And so always reach out to the employer if you are lucky enough to get an interview to see if you can get some feedback as to why you were not a successful candidate. And then P is post debrief. So post debrief is I want you to review everything in that process and figure out how you can do things better, figure out what opportunities you have to make yourself a stronger candidate so that you can pimp your way into the C-suite. I am Dr. Karen Hills-Pruden, and I am the C-suite career elevation expert. Ladies, I want to see you pimping. Bye.